Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'm going to be talking about the last week of November, which is going to be November 22nd through the 30th. And in this week, we've got a lot that we're dealing with, a lot that we're going to complete, but things have been pretty darn shocking, and the shock value continues. So let's dig in here. Remember, I'm talking from Central Daylight Time, or Central Standard Time now, and I'm in Dallas. Tell me where you're from. Put it down there in the comments. I'd love to see where you're from, where you're listening from. Remember, I'm looking at where the planets are moving every day, and relative to the moon is the most important. And the nakshatras, they're so meaningful and rich with meaning. They're based on the stars in that grouping of the zodiac. So let's get going. We're going to talk about November 22nd through the 30th, starting with the 22nd here. It's a Saturday, and the moon is in Sagittarius all day, and it's going to be in the nakshatra Mula. Mula is about destruction, clearing it out, getting everything cleared out and destroyed for a new beginning, but it's not delightful in the process of this destruction. Now, the Mars, Mercury, Sun are in the 12th house from the moon, but the moon it's after the new moon, so it is increasing in light. But still, there's a lot of things that we need to be concerned about on this day that concerns the past and secret enemies. This is like things we can't see that are hidden that could be very dangerous. Yes. And with the Uranus opposing the Sun and Mercury, lots is going on. Mercury retrograde. Things have been too many foul-ups and crazy things going on in this world today. It's something amazing that we have to be looking at. So I want you to be looking at this day with clarity. Now, let me see, the 22nd, we do have Mercury. Mercury is actually at this point today where it sets off the grand trine between Jupiter and Saturn. So this is a day where things can be rebuilt and reassessed, and clarity can come from this, even though we are going backwards in time and reassessing things with Mercury retrograde, reflecting. Now I'm looking at Sunday, November 23rd, and the moon is in Sagittarius. And Sagittarius is about finding truth. And in the nakshatra that it's in, Purva Ashada is the truth seeker, needing to find exactly what the truth is. And that's what this day is going to entail. Now, Saturn does sit fourth from the moon, so there are some issues around your home, your family to attend with that may be heavy or difficult. And still the Mars and the Sun being 12th from the moon, I know there's a lot going on concerning the past and maybe hidden agendas and enemies. But Mercury has just shifted out of Scorpio today, and it's in Libra, making it a bit easier. And it's approaching Venus. So there's more to come with peace and working things out from so much hostility before. It's not going to stick though, because we still have Mercury to return back to Scorpio once its retrograde process is complete. So, but this is a little window of time where things will get easier and people won't be as crazy and angry as before. So just getting there. It's not there yet. It's getting there. All right. So now I am looking at Monday, November 24th. And on this day, the moon pretty much is going to be in Sagittarius, but it will be in the latter part, and it will eventually change into Capricorn before the day is over. But during most of the day, it's going to be in Sagittarius in the nakshatra Uttara. Uttara is all about truth and fact-finding, and that's what we're going to experience. But there's still some hidden agendas behind the scene with Mars being 12th from the moon. But the Venus and Mercury are exactly conjunct today. Wow, 28 degrees of Libra. And I like this because this actually brings peace. People are able to talk in a civilized manner today, even though there's a lot of things being brought up from the past with Mercury retrograde. But still, people are coming to their senses and realizing the only way to get along is to find peace. That's what this day is about. Now, Mars is at the midpoint of Rahu and Ketu. So in other words, Mars is squaring both Rahu and Ketu. This is intense. This means, wow, drama is boiling over. So one side of it, Mercury says we got to find peace. We got to look for peace. But Mars is saying, yeah, but I'm here at this midpoint and I'm angry and I'm upset. In this nodal axis, this day can be a real big turning point for people in terms of violence, anger, and retribution. Yes, it's here. And Mars is in the nakshatra Jyeshta. Jyeshta can be very revengeful. Yes, it can. And that's where I see the planets. There's a lot of secrets behind the scenes and revenge. It's not peaceful yet. I was hoping the Mercury with Venus would create peace, but at least we know where we need to go. I don't think it's there yet. Now I'm looking at November 25th. This is a Tuesday. And on this Tuesday, I am looking at the moon being in Capricorn all day. It's in Capricorn. It will cross over Pluto, which means there's this deep intensity and darkness that still prevails the planet today. The Venus, Mercury in Libra are in the 10th house from the moon. So maybe world leaders are starting to talk to get things accomplished, worked out. The Mars Sun in Scorpio. At least they're in the 11th house from the moon now. Things are starting to progress towards where we need to go. Even though Mars just crossed that line of Rahu Ketu, it's still bubbling up and still there. We're at the turning point though, even though we've been at a boiling point, I will say. So the moon in Capricorn, it's in Uttara, dealing with truth, but man, there's so much going on with Pluto with the moon. It feels heavy, it feels dark, it feels manipulative. Yes, it does. That's what I'm seeing here. But Jupiter does oppose the moon today. So maybe there is progress after such difficulty. There is. It's coming up. Peace and a big change is coming up. Now I'm looking at November 26th, and it's a Wednesday. The moon will be in Capricorn all day today, and it is in the nakshatra Shravana. Shravana is always like a time to listen, to open our ears, to hear what others have to say. Don't be doing the talking. And with Venus, Venus just changed signs into Scorpio. Venus is what was really keeping us in balance and check by being in Libra. Now we got it in Scorpio, so it's not going to be so easy, as easy as I thought. So we've got Venus and the Sun coming together. Oh my goodness. You know, whenever I see that, and they will eventually come together. This will probably be in December, January. This is a time of earthquakes and things of that nature. I've seen that happen with Venus, Sun coming together. They're starting to come together. It'll be a few days. They kind of travel. No, I mean like months, because they travel around the same rate of speed. So, but now they're coming together. Now, with this, let's see. Yeah, with Venus, Sun, Mars in the 11th house, you can come together with groups, friends, form alliances with other people. This is what it's good for. And Jupiter still opposed the moon. So this is a time of peace. And I forgot to tell you, yesterday and today is a good day for relationships, coming together in love and harmony and meeting people. Now I'm looking at November 27th. This is a Thursday, and the moon shifts into Aquarius. It is in the nakshatra called Dhanishta. Dhanishta, it deals with a beat. It deals with, could I just say rhythm and timing? And that's what this day is about. If something in your inner self says it's time to move and do something, listen. Your intuition is speaking loudly during this time. And Venus is in a trine with Jupiter. This is pretty much yesterday and today. Yes, Venus is in trine. So it is a good time for relationships, getting out and meeting people, being part of a whole new community. But love and harmony opens for this day. Yes. And let's see what I can see with the next day. Okay, so Friday, November 28th. This is an important day. Well, the 27th and the 28th, it's important. Why? Because Saturn turned direct. Finally, Saturn will give us peace and prosperity, and it will help in business, in the world of business, when Saturn is now direct. And with this, the moon sits in the nakshatra Shatabishak, which is the nakshatra of science, and it is the sky watcher. People may be talking more about alien life than usual, because the moon is coming up today in Shatabishak, but it's going to conjunct Rahu, and Rahu moon makes people more over the top, more emotional, more intense. And it's all about humanity, helping the world in some humanitarian way. You'll see this come up publicly around the world. The Sun, Venus, Mars are in the 10th house from the moon. This can deal with business, work, career. It's time to get out and start making things happen. Mercury is still retrograde though, but not for long. We still were in the tail end of this whole retrograde process that brought us back to looking at things that needed to be resolved before today, or before this whole month, I mean to say. Now I'm looking at November 29th. It is a Saturday, and the moon has gone into Pisces today, crossed over Saturn. And this is probably around 11 to 12 Central Time that, that the moon has gone into Pisces. But crossing over Saturn makes it heavy. We feel a sense of deep responsibility. Things are not easy. Things are not light. It's a very, very difficult feeling day, but later on in the day, the moon is going to cross over Neptune. And Neptune makes it like where people are kind of flaky. They're just not there. So what I say is, it's a weekend, it's Saturday, just relax. Don't work too hard, because Neptune will make it kind of where you don't see things clearly. Things are kind of a mess, they're confused, so be aware of this. But Saturn makes it heavy. It's not a day where you can totally relax. You feel a sense of responsibility to things and people. And this nakshatra, bhadrapada, is like where people are two-faced. They just they're not who they appear. So be cautious on this day while the moon sits between Saturn and Neptune. And also on this day, Venus is going to be exactly opposed to Uranus, and that would set you up for sudden unexpected changes in the area of relationships. Nothing is, as I said, how it appears. Everything is kind of messed up, but at least we do have Mercury direct nowadays. And yeah, this is the day that Mercury turned direct. Oh my gosh, yes. So we've got Mercury in direct motion, and we can celebrate that. But just be leery of what people are saying or doing. You know, it's a great time to just get into your own world, your own imagination, while the moon is crossing over Neptune. So now I'm looking at the last day of November, November 30th, and this is a Sunday. The moon is in Pisces. It is in the middle of Pisces in the nakshatra Uttara bhadrapada. Uttara bhadrapada deals with the serpent of the deep. It deals with getting deep and really getting into the depth of meaning of things. And with the moon, it's bypassed Saturn, Neptune. So things are much better. And I'm looking at the moon is actually in a position where the Venus, Sun, Mars go to the 9th and Jupiter goes to the 5th. So there's like this grand, beautiful trine with many of the planets. So they're congruent now. Things are working out. Things are better. Now we're looking forward to another month where things aren't so chaotic and crazy because of Mercury's retrograde and Mars enticing it, making people so angry and dysfunctional. But this is all changing, and it will be much better. But I do still love the fact that Jupiter being in Cancer is going to bring us together. Even though Jupiter is now retrograde for quite some time, in Cancer it's going to make us remember what is important in life. And what is truly important in life is family, togetherness, and spirituality. That's what it's here to remind us. And Venus today is going to be in a perfect trine with Neptune, which can make us fantasize about perfect divine love. And maybe we can make that fantasy a reality. So work with that. Come together with a sense of peace and love, and learn our lessons that we came here to learn to heal our lives. And that's what astrology can do for us. So with that, I think I'll close. If you would like more information on me, just go to my website, go to galacticcenter.org. And there you're going to sign up for my free newsletter. You're going to find my Patreon page, see what's offered with that. And last but not least, if you want to study with me, go to my university website. Become my student, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.